Okay, so I'm just going to like do some runs for how group by works in Pyspark. So I already have three different data frames. So I'm just going to use different methods which are available for group data objects. So let's quickly check these data frames. So let's start with this one. So we have DF. So let's see what kind of data we have. Okay, so it has some student data, their subject, and their marks. So let's say how we can use group by in this kind of data sets. So let's say we want to know the minimum and maximum for each of the subjects. So what we can do, so quickly we can do group by, and we have to do it on subject. Okay, and we want minimum and maximum for each subject. So let's see. So we have some methods like okay, so aggregate will give you some functionality where you can use aggregate functions. Apply, you can apply some functions here. So similarly, we have these many options available with these many methods available with group data object. So I'm just going to check with max and see uh, what it returning. Okay, so as you can see, it's returning maximum marks for both subjects. But we also want minimum for each subject. So I'm just going to do that as well, and we run it. Okay, so we got both minimum and maximum. So now um, let's say we want both of these in a single data frame. So what you can do, you can just join both of them. That will be the easiest way to do it. So instead of show, I'm just going to do this, join this data frame. Okay, and on which column we have to give the name of the column, and we have to give show. So as you can see, we got our final data frame. Okay, so this is how you can use min and max from for any group data object. So okay, let me quickly show you what this grouped object is. If I do this instead of subject and just run it. So this is called grouped data object. So and we used min and max for this. Okay, so okay, now coming to another data frame. So we got sales TF, and it has categories like electronics, clothing, and some salesperson and the amount. Okay, so and there is one more method which can be which is there in group data object, which is called pivot. So let's say we want to pivot this data frame, and we want to know like uh, which salesman sold how much amount of amount in particular category. So in a single category, or you can say electronics or clothing. So let me quickly try this. So we have sales df dot group by. So we want to group it based on the category. So let's category, and then we want to pivot for salesperson. Okay, and then we want to sum the amount. So let's see what will be the output for this one. Okay, so as you can see, it did exactly what we wanted, but uh, for categories, it gave us uh, like total amount for Jane and Joe. Okay, so this is how pivot can be used. Okay, so I'm just going to change some few things here. So instead of this, I'm just going to salesperson, and I'm going to pivot on category. Okay, and it will remain the same. Okay, so now it is much more easier for us to understand. So we can say John sold 150 of total in clothing and 400 of total in electronics. And if you go here, you can see for John we have in electronics 100, and then for John we have in electronics 300. So it should be total of 400. As you can see, it's 400. Okay, so this was how pivot works. Okay, now there's one more method called count. Okay, so let's say, uh, so I'm just going to do this for this data frame only, df. Okay, let's do one thing. Instead of using it in that data frame, let's just use it here. So we got this company df. Okay, and if I show it, so we got like departments like sales and HR. Okay, so let's say we want to know what's the total count of employees each in each department. Okay, so what we can do, group by, and we can do department dot count. So if we see, okay, so let's say we want to know like in each department how many employees are there. So we can just quickly run this, and it will give you the total count from each department. Okay, and let's say we want to know about the average salary in each department. Okay, so what we can do, we can do average and then salary. So if I go here and do show, it should give us the average salary for each department. So these are the um, methods available in Pyspark uh, group by grouped data object, which can be used to manipulate our data frames. So I hope it helps to understand how we can use these methods. Okay, so there is another way. Instead of using join, you can just use group by, and you can use aggregate method to achieve this output. So I'm just going to do that. So for that, I'm going to need a function. So I'm just going to import that, import call, and then we are going to do the group by totally on using the aggregate method. So based on subject, and we need to aggregate, and then we need the minimum, and we are going to use the call to mark the call name. And also there's a method called alias. So basically what it does, it gives you an option to um, rename the column which you are creating. So I'm just going to use that and create a new columns. Okay, so marks, and then we are going to create for max in a similar fashion, marks. Okay, and I'm going to name it alias max marks. Okay, and then we are going to do dot show. Let's see. So This will be the output, which is matching, or which is like giving us the same result as this one, in which we use join to uh, first we used max to get the maximum of a subject, and then we use minimum, and we join both of them. So this is another way which can be used.